Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. And for the first time ever, guys, I'm actually screwing these screws on the mic because it was actually loose. Usually I'm just fumbling with them. But I actually had to tighten them that time, so give me a break. Give me a break. But what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here with the CandleMafia tonight. Oh, God, do I still have this thing on? Guys, the aliens, or as Ben Bitboy would call them, aliens, are here, guys. So make sure you have your tinfoil hats on because you don't want the aliens to get to your brain, right? I mean, hey, you can't be too careful, right? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm going to take this off because this is, this is about to fall off anyway. And we can't hide the Frankie Candles hat. But here, I'll give this one to you guys. But, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. We got another awesome show for you guys tonight to kick off the week. Guys, we got a little bit of a move on Bitcoin. We finally broke below that. We finally broke below our sideways range, which is exciting in some way because price is moving in another direction than sideways, so that is good. But we actually have come down to some pretty interesting levels of support. So we're going to be talking about, are we going to get a continued move down here? You have to remember we have CPI coming out tomorrow, so likely going to be a very volatile day tomorrow. So if you're out there trading, long or short, just make sure you're managing that risk as best as you can, as it does get pretty volatile on these days. But guys, today we're going to be talking about, obviously, Bitcoin. What is to come next? Are these CPI numbers going to absolutely dump us to the floor? Or are the bulls going to come right back in and push us back up towards that 25K level? Can we get a big squeeze to the upside tomorrow? It's all going to depend on those CPI numbers. So, again, just be very careful with that volatility. But we're going to be breaking it down, kind of what I think is more likely. We're going to take a look at some of those key levels underneath us if we do continue to the downside. And, and then we're going to be taking a look at those altcoins. Of course, at the second half of the stream, we will be taking a look at all of those altcoins. And with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and say what's up to the CandleMafia before we jump right into those charts. Let's see who we got in here. Let's see. We got Tony S. He says, let's go. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Tony S. I appreciate you for being here, bro. We got the days of old, and we got Crypto Anon. Crypto Anon, you flying solo right now? Oh, no, we got Rob the Crypto Snob in there. Let's go. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Shout out to Tyler Jordan, Crypto Billy, Captain Kirk, Deep Petty Crypto guys, all of our amazing mods. Show them some love in chat. We got the best mods in the game, and I am forever, eternally grateful for them. They asked me for a physical address to send something, and that's all I got. I gave them the address, or they sent me the address and said, is this a good one? I said, yeah. And I was like, yo, the suspense is killing me. What are you guys sending me? But they won't give up the info. So super interested to see what comes up in the mail. I'm like a little kid. I run out to the mailbox every day to check it. But yeah, shout out to the mods, guys. Show them some love in chat. This show would not be the same without our mods. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you from the deep, deep, deep pits of my soul. Shout out to Wick589. What is going on, man? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you for always tuning in. Shout out to Donato Cabrera. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Multi-sig dummy, who's in an ETH trade, and he said, with a little bit of that Frankie Candle sauce, you know I'm in the green. Shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy, bro. Hey, we're going to start off the stream. We're gonna throw a little bit of that cake for you, baby. Let's go. And I ain't talking about cake as in, cake the crypto. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Shout out to you, bro. Gary C., what is going on? Not to be confused with Gary G., but Gary C., we welcome Gary C., but Gary G., if Gary Gensler pops up in this chat, guys, we're going to swarm him, and we're going to teach him. We're going to teach him a lesson. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. We're friendly mafia for anybody who's curious. But yeah, shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Cryptoholic. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a great day, Frankie. I appreciate that, Cryptoholic. And hey, if your name is Cryptoholic Love, I assume you're already having a great day. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to, let's see who else we got in here. Kevin Span, what is going on? Seek and Hunt, what is going on? Thank you for being here. XRP Shillbilly, repping the Billies in the house. Shout out to you, man. Steven Urban, let's see. Barefoot Fletch, what is going on? Oh yeah, Ben. Oh, so yeah, I guess Ben doesn't believe in aliens. Yeah, I think he's right. I kind of fall. Oh, shout out to Finding UFO in the chat with that YouTube verification check. Oh baby, he always comes in here, flex that check on us a little bit. I like it though. It's inspiring. Hey, Finding UFO, dude. Listen, hey, we go way back, right? Hey, I know your friends. You know they're coming over. They're like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, but we're cool, right? We're cool. Hey, listen, hey, we hang out and chat, right? Huh? Right? We're cool. We're cool. You gave us those likes that one time. It was cool, right? We're good? We don't have anything to worry about? Okay, cool. Finding UFO, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. What better day to pop into the Frankie Candle stream than today after 5 UFOs have been spotted. But yeah, shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. Shout out to all of the Candle Mafia. Buka, what is going on? XRP Showbilly. Tamer, what is going on? Hodl Crypto. Jessica in the chat with the alien and the lizard emojis. I assume she's talking about those reptilians. Shout out to Steve Atwell. And with all that being said, guys, Hannah King with the super chat. I appreciate you. Hannah says, hey, Frankie, just joined the free Discord a few days ago and already learned so much. Shout out to Hannah King. I appreciate that super chat, and I appreciate those kind words about that free Discord. I'm telling you guys, get in that free Discord. There's literally no reason not to. It's 100% free. Just hop in there and I don't know. I'm not a big Discord guy. I don't know how it works. I think you just got to, like, apply, and then you got to, like, verify yourself, so prove you're not a scammer, and then you're in. It's free. But, yeah, shout out to Hannah King. I appreciate that. I'm super happy you're liking that free Discord. So shout out to Hannah, and shout out to that free Discord. We got the Godfather in chat. XRP, baby. Shout out to the Godfather. Show him some respect, guys. I mean, hey, if we're not here for the Godfather, who are we here for? But, yeah, guys, crazy stuff going on in the news. Okay, cool. Finding UFO says, we're cool. We cool. All right, cool, man. I always kind of vibed with the aliens. I kind of feel like I'm, if they do come, if they do decide to take over, I feel like I'd be on their good side. You know, everybody'd be so afraid of the UFO, and I'd be like, I've been waiting for this day. Bring me up. Beam me up, baby. Let's go. But, yeah, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you for being here. But, yeah, guys, crazy stuff with these UFOs. I do believe in aliens, for anybody curious. I do believe in aliens. I think it's I think it's basically impossible for there to be nothing else out there. However, the chances of those things finding us, I think, are, those chances, in my opinion, are almost zero. But, hey, that is not zero. Almost zero is not exactly zero. So I definitely do believe in them. I just can't imagine the possibility of them actually finding us being very high. But, hey, we can hope, we can dream, right? Hopefully they come in peace. I doubt they would. But anyway, we're cool with finding UFOs, so the Candle Mafia will be good, guys. Maybe we'll be the last people left on Earth during an apocalypse. It's just the Candle Mafia running the world because we got finding UFOs on our side. Let's go. He'll spare us. He'll spare us. But, guys, with all that being said, we do have a whole lot to look at on the charts today. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hide that TA and go ahead and take a look at the charts. All right, guys, don't forget, today's energy is brought to you by Aztec and Cactus Moss Water, the official healthy, collagen-filled, natural, organic, vegan, vegetarian, all-natural energy drink brought to you by Frankie Candles. Only available to Frankie Candles. And don't forget to hit that like button, guys. We got 160 likes in here right now, 610 people watching. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. And shout out to, I forgot who it was. Somebody just said, thank you so much for the book, Frankie. I appreciate it. It finally came. Shout out to you. It was like an OG. I forget who it was. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, but I hope you enjoy the book, brother. I did it for you. Hopefully you like the note that I wrote you. But yeah, smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on that wheel of pain and pleasure. The more spins, the more hundreds of likes, the more free crypto / merch that you guys will win at the end of the week. So, with all that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. I'm going to say it. Just a heads up, guys. If you guys want to take bets now, I am feeling a little bit under the weather, guys. So it may cut this one a little bit short. When I got off my stream on Friday, I could barely talk. So I don't want to completely ruin my voice and completely just drag this out. And I want to try to get some good rest tomorrow so I can come back tomorrow with full gusto. And so we may be a little bit shorter of a stream. I'm going to try to shoot for 1 hour. Mods, if you could help me just keep track of that. If we go over, we go over. I can almost guarantee we will go over and just wind up doing a normal stream. But I am going to try if I can get everything out quick enough. And it does seem like, I feel good with everything. I may sign off a little bit early and actually go to bed early today because I feel a little under the weather for sure here. So excuse me if I sound nasally or anything like that. But Let's take a look at the price action, guys, because as I said, finally something is happening, and there is a lot of really interesting stuff that we really need to keep an eye on. So taking a look at that weekly time frame, guys. Now, obviously this all comes down to CPI, CPI, right? If these CPI numbers come back bullish or bearish, it's obviously going to have a big effect on the markets. Now, here's the thing, right? On a technical level, I would like to say, hey, we're cooling off, and then that CPI numbers might be a really, really good catalyst to get a nice bounce and get a move to the upside. The one thing that would kind of conflict with this theory or this hypothesis would be the fact that these higher time frames are looking like they want to cool off just a bit here, right? Looking at the weekly, you could see that VWAP really starting to cool off here, getting real close to that zero line. It would be, in my opinion, very likely in the next week or two to actually wind up printing a red dot here and actually getting a decent pull to the downside. So that is something to really keep an eye on. Something else you really, really want to keep an eye on here, guys. Go ahead and pull this up. Again, guys, I make so many videos. I make so many posts. I have posts in the premium Discord, posts in the free Discord. Then I have Ben's live stream, and then I have my live stream, and then I have my market updates. So I always forget where I bring this stuff up. But if you watch any of my content, I'm sure you saw me bring this up in the past couple days. It is that 200-week moving average, guys. This is something we need to watch very, very closely because, as you can see, anyone who's been watching the channel for a really long time, you will know that as we broke down below this 200-week moving average and came back up, everybody was getting super, super, super bullish right here. And I was saying I would be very cautious. I know we closed the candle above here, actually two of them, or a few of them actually. But this did look like a bearish retest to me, or I shouldn't say it looked like a bearish retest to me, but we were looking at this as a potential bearish retest saying, hey, if we don't hold support on top of this 200-week moving average, it would likely just turn into a bearish retest. Shout out to any of the OGs who remember when we were talking about this. And what happened, we did close a couple candles up here. It was, pretty hopeful, right? It was like, oh, my God, we cracked the 200-week moving average, which actually hasn't really happened that often. We've never closed weekly candles below this level. You can see even here, I guess we did a little bit in 2015. You can see we came down, we closed maybe 1, 2 candles, 3 candles below it, a few candles down here. But for the most part, typically the bottom of the bear market is in by the time we test this 200-week moving average. And then in 2018, you can see we came down, wicked right to it, wicked to it again, and then we came up. And then in March of 2020, we wicked below it, but never closed any candles below. But you can see here, right, we have spent some time under here, guys. Obviously, much, much different situation than any of these other cycles. We are well below we went well below the 200-week moving average. We lived down here for quite a while, and then we came down, closed some candles, came back up. Everyone was getting really hopeful that we were closing weekly candles up here, and then, boom, it just turned into a bearish retest. And again, we talk about this a lot on the live stream especially, is anytime you break down, right, come up, bearish retest, confirmation of that yellow X, and then we wound up coming down to make some lower lows here. Shout out to Waleed. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate that super chat. He says, Frank, do you think we'll fill that CME gap? And we're actually going to talk about that in just a second, brother. I do think it could be potentially something that might happen very soon, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth in a second. So shout out to Waleed for that super chat. We're definitely going to talk about it. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. But something we need to be careful of here, guys, is we did come up very, very close to this 200-week moving average. Could we be potentially front-running this for a big rejection to the downside? Too soon to tell just yet. Especially, you think about when we were closing candles up here, people were thinking, that's it, we're flipping the 200-week. You got to let this stuff play out because a lot of people were bullish up here, and then we just wound up losing it to the downside. So could we potentially front-run this 200-week? Very, very possible. Something to realize. Are we going to come up, test it again, and then get a big dump? Potential, but, too soon to tell, right? So going to wait about a week or so. I think in the next week or two, we will get that red dot on the weekly, which will give us more of a clear signal if we're going to get a hard rejection from there. Or maybe we get another push up and actually tap this level before actually getting a rejection off of it. But something to keep an eye on, just more on the bearish end of things. Testing that 200-week moving average is something we have to keep in mind. Now, moving on to your 6-day, VWAP getting very, very close to that zero line. Looking to print a red dot here very soon. 5-day, obviously we have been talking about this the past couple days. 5-day red dot is officially printing. This will confirm in about 1 day and 1 hour. So tomorrow, basically by the live stream, we will know if this is going to be confirmed or not. So very interesting, right? Because, if somehow that CPI report gives us some crazy, crazy big move to the upside, this could potentially unprint, but it would have to be a very, very big move to the upside. Shout out to Tony D for that super chat. He says, hey, yo, Rob, the Crypto Snobs, B-Day. Oh, yo, hey, shout out to... I almost said shout out to Ayo, Rob the Crypto Snob. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Dude, it's your birthday. Frank has to sing to him. Everyone show some love to Rob. He does a ton for the community. Well, that's what Tony said, but now I'll tell you. Please, for the love of God, guys, wish Rob the Crypto Snob the happiest of birthdays in the chat, guys. He helps us out so much. Happy birthday, bro. I wish I knew this ahead of time. I would have brought my party. I would have scratched the tinfoil hat and wore my birthday hat. Well, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Listen, man, you do so much for me. The least I could do to you, or do for you, is sing to you live in front of 846 people, embarrassingly. Luckily, I don't have to look any of you in the eye. Okay, here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Ha. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to Rob the Crypto Snob. Hey, happy birthday to you. Bing bong. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. That was a high-pitched bing bong. That was like bing bong. Shout out to Rob. I appreciate everything you do for us, bro. For real, man, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for what you do. You are not, people got mods in their chat. They moderate the chat. You guys are much, much more than that. You guys are real made men of the Candle Mafia. So shout out to Rob. I really do appreciate you, bro. I got to hit you up after the stream and wish you a happy birthday personally, bro. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for what you do. Hey, maybe we'll send you... Maybe we'll send you a little Woodwick Cashmere candle. Speaking of that, guys, let's get this started for the live stream. We can't do a Frankie Candles live stream without a candle lit. See if I can light it. There we go. These little electric lighters, guys, these things are a little bit weird. It's like a little cattle prod. Oh, God, it's on fire. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Slight emergency. But shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Bro, happy birthday. I can't say it enough, bro. I really do truly wish you the happiest birthday, bro. You deserve it. Bro, get out of here. Get out of here, man. Unless you want to be here, that's fine. Hang out with the Candle Mafia. Celebrate your birthday. If not, bro, go have a good time, man. Go have a good time. Shout out to you, bro. How old are you turning? How old are you turning? I would love to know. Shout out to Overcome with the super chat. Said everyone hates Ginsler. Everyone hates Ginsler, right? But is there something to be paying attention to, objectively speaking, when the guy was a professor at MIT? Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's like a big joke, right? Everybody hates Gary Ginsler, or says that they hate him. He just kind of rains on everyone's parade. But hey, professors of MIT, as long as they didn't get in there through a connection, you got to be somebody, right? So shout out to Overcome. I appreciate that super chat. 38, Rob. It's crazy, man. I have no idea, what anybody looks like or what age anybody is. Shout out to Rob. Turning 38, bro. Shout out to you. I think DZ's 38. So happy birthday to you, and now you know what it feels like to be the same age as DZ. Shout out to DZ. But yeah, guys, give him a happy birthday. I see everybody showing love to Rob in the chat. I absolutely love it. Let's go. Learning you are not late. We're about to jump right back into that TA. We just had to have a quick little birthday break for Rob the Crypto Snob. So everybody mail him a cupcake. Shout out to Rob. All right, let's jump right back into it, guys. Again, if CPI does wind up giving us a big pump, we would have to pump pretty high to get this red dot to disappear. But, hey, it's not confirmed. So until it's confirmed, it's not over until the red dot confirms. So just something to keep an eye on. Obviously, this is something we've been looking at that was indicating a little bit more downside, which we did wind up getting. Taking a look at that 4-hour red dot confirmed. Money flow still clean, guys. This is kind of one of those main things that I am looking at to maintain bullish sentiment in the longer term, right? It's funny, I had somebody pop in to chat way earlier, and they were like, come on, man, that's enough with the bearish sentiment. And I'm like, listen, man, we're just talking about what's on the chart. But, it's funny, again, we talk about this all the time. Being on the internet, it's like, you could be bullish and then the bears hate you. You could be bearish and then the bulls hate you. And if you give both cases, people get mad that you gave both cases. So, but kind of the thing to realize here is obviously we are bearish, right? Not really. CPI about to dump Bitcoin ? Is kind of the whole point is like we're going to dig into it and try to find out. Maybe the answer is no. We'll find out by the end of the stream. But the thing to realize here, guys, is just just to be clear, although I am leaning a little bit more bearish in the short term, or I have been leaning bearish in the short term, that's why at the beginning of all these videos, even on the morning stream, I always preface it with I am still leaning bullish longer term, right? Because of that market structure, we have made a higher high on the weekly time frame, and just on the higher time frames, we are making higher highs, right? So as long as we don't come down and make a lower low, and we continue to make higher lows, we will maintain that bullish market structure. So until we come down and break the bullish market structure, I am going to remain more bullish in the long term, right? However, if that 5-day red dot confirms, if that weekly red dot starts to print, that 6-day red dot starts to print, we may just be ready for a move down before, we get that move up. Okay. So, moving on, today, obviously confirmed red dot. VWAP just still coming out there. Looking at your daily, this daily did get just stepped on constantly. We came up, got the green dot, red dot. This is where we put in that daily bearish divergence, guys, with your higher highs on price, lower highs on your momentum waves, giving you that bear div on the daily before you get the move to the downside here. This was kind of the last bearish signal before the move down, because you guys will know we were looking at that 16-hour bear div, that 12-hour bear div, and by bear div, I mean multiple drives of bearish divergence with money flow coming out. And again, we talked about this a lot on Friday. One of the biggest things, that was indicating that we were going to top out was that 16-hour and 12-hour bearish divergence with money flow coming out. But if you wanted to kind of verify, like, is this money flow going to continue to come out here? You could come down to something like the 4-hour, where money flow was aggressively wrecking to the downside. And, that is basically, this is one of those really, really bearish signs. I was talking about this earlier today. As you're making these higher highs and you're getting these bearish divergences, the bearish divergences are a bearish sign. But when you have the divergences along with your money flow coming out, that's typically a pretty strong top signal, especially when it's paired with a daily bear div. These are typically like very strong top signals, especially because you had money flow coming out as well. And you guys will know, if you've been watching the stream, you guys will know we've been looking at this money flow. It's kind of the reason we've been leaning bearish in the short term, and we are continuing to fall. Now, moving into some more of the current price action here, guys. 4-hour blood diamond was confirmed last night. So we were expecting a little bit of more downside, which is exactly what we got, coming down to, retest these previous highs that we made back here in January. Once again, as we wicked down here before, came back up for a nice little bounce to the upside, confirmed that blood diamond, came down to tap it again. And now let's go ahead and come down, pull up our actual levels here, and take a look at what we got going on. I'm actually going to pull up this chart. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up let me see. Where is it? Let's go ahead and let's pull up this chart. Shout out to Waleed. I appreciate that super chat, bro. He says, let's see. Thank you, Waleed. I appreciate that super chat, bro. Thank you so much. He says, honestly, bro, your TA and all your work you do, you are killing it, helping me, and I know many more. Keep it up, bro. Shout out to Waleed. I appreciate that super chat, man. Comments like that go much, much further than you think. It's stuff like that that gets me out of bed in the morning. So shout out to you guys, and shout out to Waleed. I appreciate the kind words, bro. Hey, I'll keep them coming, bro. It's much, much more to come, so stay tuned. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer, says, BTC 8-hour, is there a yellow X confirmed on the last candle? I guess we'll check that real quick. 8-hour. No yellow X on the Heikens. Checking the regular candles. No yellow X on my regular candles. But you want to, you could be looking at a different exchange potentially, something like that. So you may be getting somewhat different signals. But there is nothing on my chart right now, on the Bitstamp chart at least. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. But guys, taking a look here, I just kind of want to talk about what we got going on here. Now, we are coming down to this this next major level we've been looking at, and it is coming in at about $21,500. Now, you guys will remember, we were talking about this on the live stream on Friday, saying, if we do come down, we would expect to come down to this level. Not only would we be, retesting these highs we made in January, however, we are actually also, if you go ahead and grab our fixed range volume profile, let me come up to a 4-hour chart here so we can see a little better. You can see here, if we pull some more volume here, just on this little area of consolidation, we're kind of coming up to a pretty interesting level, right? So right now, we have made our move down. obviously, we were trading in this little area or this volume profile. As you guys know, big proponent of the volume profiles. Not new news to you guys, but, you know, I kind of want to go over this because this is a big reason why we were looking at the levels that we were looking at to the downside, and I just want to show you because it's essentially playing out exactly as we expected, and it has a lot to do with these volume profiles, right? So here we are. We traded inside of this value area for quite some time. You know, obviously we did deviate away from it a couple times, but essentially this was our previous range that we were trading in. Bitcoin found a fair value here, and, you know, we found balance, if you will, right? We found an area of balance here right on this high volume node. Obviously, as we traded on top of this high volume node, we made it bigger and bigger, but we were talking about how we were watching these key levels. You know, one of that real major key level we were looking at was right about here at about $22,319. I know that is not exact. 22,319, I believe, was the level. Yeah, right about here, 22,320 about. And we were saying, listen, kind of how we can expect if we're going to break down below this range is we could watch this key level. And the reason for that is, as you can see, we deviated from the range here, got a nice little bounce, deviated from the range to the downside again here and here, got nice bounces there, right? And the reason this level was so interesting is because right below this level opened up a big volume gap down to about, you know, that $21,800 level, and even coming down here, you know, between about 21,000 or 22K even and about 21.5, right? And what happened, right? We came down, we got almost a bounce off that same level, and then eventually we finally broke the level. And what happened, guys? What happened as soon as we broke that level? Quick move all the way down to that $21,500 level. Obviously, we didn't come straight down there in one candle, but very quick move down to our next level at about 21.5. And the reason that happened was because of the volume gap. That's why we were looking at this $22,320 level so closely, because we knew if we broke here, you'd fall into that gap and likely get a quick move down to, you know, between about 22K and 21.5. What happened? Quick move down to 21.5. Quick little bounce up to 22K, and then a rejection back down to 21.5, right? So again, you know, we were expecting support here as well because we are kind of retesting these highs we made back in January. Now, the next major level to the downside that I would be watching, guys, is going to be this level right here at about 21,200. And the reason for that is, you guys will remember, you know, and another thing here as we broke down from this range, we kind of talk about this a lot, is once you lose the range decisively, which again, we were looking at the break of this key level to kind of realize that we were decisively breaking the level. Once you lose that high volume node, once you break out of this range, finally, price is going to hunt out the next highest volume node. And where was the next highest volume node? Well, technically, it's actually here, right? So technically, we are, you know, we could potentially still make it down all the way back to that high volume node. And we're going to talk about this area a little bit in just a second. But, you know, we lose this high volume node, and then let me get rid of this. Or I'll just move it, right? We lose this high volume node right here, and we could expect price to actually go ahead and hunt out the next highest volume node, which again would be right down here at about 20,900. However, we do have this little spike in volume right here. So not uncommon to get caught up here. I actually think we might have even talked about that, saying, guys, you know, it's not an absolute clear gap between these two levels. You do have some spikes in volume here, and that is likely going to cause turbulence on the way down. God bless any of you guys who remember me saying that. Cobra Kai in the chat. Shout out to Cobra Kai. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for being here, bro. Shout out to Knucklebuster. Said, yo, Frankie Candles Mafia, run this bish. B-I-S-H, that is YouTube. But shout out to you, Knucklebuster. I appreciate you, bro. But you know, likely to get some turbulence up here, right? You get a little bing, and look at that, guys. We're sticking to this little node right here, right? But you guys know the next highest volume node really is down here, so we could actually wind up making our way back down to that high volume node, even down potentially to this level here at about 20,660, right? Now let's talk about that. You guys remember, you know, just a few minutes ago, I pulled the volume on this area of consolidation right here that we had, you know, basically between about January 13th and right before we broke out to make that next high on about, you know, January 20th, right? So we've ranged here for a few days. And you can see here we have our value area high coming in at 21.2. We have our POC coming in right here at about 20,900, and then we have our value area low. I'm just going to drag this horizontal line right over that value area low. So let me just go ahead and label these really quick. We'll make this one value area high. We'll make this one POC, and then we'll make this one value area low. Now, the reason I bring this up, guys, is because the next major level I would watch for a potential bounce, or I would say the next level I'm paying attention to, right? Because we're not just looking for a bounce on this level. We're actually looking for something very specific. So if we break below the level we're at right now at about 21,500, if we crack this level, cannot get back above it, we will likely come back down to test this value area high at 21,200. Now, the reason this is so important is because two things can happen here, right? We're either going to get a strong bounce off that value area high, because you guys will know we're either going to get accepted back into this area of consolidation, right? We're either going to get accepted back into this previous area, or we're going to get rejected, right? So we're either going to get a strong bounce off of the value area high, but if we don't get a strong bounce, we would likely start to break below it. Now, if we break below this level, and we cannot get back above it, it is going to be more likely that we actually wind up coming down and retesting the value area low, which is sitting right here at about 20,700. So as soon as we break below this value area high and we get accepted back into this previous area of balance, right? This previous value area or area of balance, this is likely where we will see a sink down to that value area low at about 20,700, and you may actually wind up just ranging back in that fair value for Bitcoin, right? Because this has been, accepted as a fair price for Bitcoin. When we come out, we're overbought. When we come down, you can think of it as oversold. Price likes to trade in these value areas because these value areas often have high volume nodes in the middle of them, aka a point of control, and price action is attracted to these points of control. So again, just like we left this value area high and we are now hunting out, this value area high, and eventually probably going to hunt out this value area high, price is always seeking that next high volume node for the most part. So again, if we get below that value area high, it's going to be likely that we come down to that POC and even that value area low, which would be a very, very interesting place to get a little bit of a bounce from. And the reason I say that, guys, is not just that is not only the value area low of our previous range, but if you zoom out just okay. All right, well, that's all the time I got for tonight, guys. I apologize. TradingView just crashed, and we're never going to be able to do it again, and now it's all over. So with all that being said, thank you for all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. I'm just kidding. Give me a second. I don't know what just happened. It won't let me reopen it either, which is interesting. Bear with me, guys. Let me see if I can fix this. All right, let's see. Okay. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Come on Rob's birthday, you're going to do this to me, TradingView? Come on. Low life move, TradingView. Low life move. All right. Well. All right, guys, I may actually have to open up TradingView on the browser, just like the olden days. All right, let's go ahead and do that. All right. I don't know what happened. It just, I guess TradingView, the application just decided to take the day off. So just bear with me, guys, as I sign in here. All right. Let's see. God, we were just getting heated up. We were just getting going. All right, let's go. Take a sip of that Aztecian cactus moss water. Have we gotten another UFO yet, is the question, guys. Can somebody let me know that in chat? Woke up today, guys, and I really thought that I was getting punked. I woke up, and I look at my phone, and it's just like, 5th UFO found. And I'm like, am I getting pranked? Is this a real thing? Like, that's what we're doing? 2023 is the year of UFOs and aliens? It's really, really quite wild. All right, let's see. I see a more advanced chart. Let's see. All right, I think we're back. I think we're back in action, guys. Yeah, that is quite the I guess TradingView, it won't even open anymore. I don't know what just happened. Server just crashed. Wild. All right, well, all right, we're rolling with the punches here, guys. We're rolling with the punches. All right. Let me just pull our chart back up. Bada boom. All right, let's see. Okay, let's pull that back up. Bada boom. All right, I think we should be good here. No, what is... All right. And I got to fix the camera, or not the camera, but the virtual capture. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Bada boom. All right, we're back on, guys. We're back on. We're live. Screw it. We'll do it live. All right, here we go. Back into the charts, guys. Actually, yeah, let's pull up our, I believe we were on, let's see. Just derailed the whole stream, these people. Unbelievable. Hopefully this works. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, bada boom. Pull this up. Is this the level? Okay. We'll have to, yeah, it didn't save any of our stuff. All right, so bear with me, guys, as we kind of redraw some of this stuff. I'll do it very quickly for you. Okay, so again, right, just to recap, grab that fixed range volume profile, pull it from our previous range right here, right? That gives us the value area high, the POC. Right there, and that value area low, which I will just drag there. Bada boom. I'm not going to label them just to save time here, but I will just call the levels out. Again, we come down, looking to break that value area high, coming in at about 20,000, at about 21,200. We get stuck under there, going to be very likely. Okay, so this is where we were. I'm back on track here. If we come down to that value area low, not only will we be testing the value area low of that previous range, guys, but if we zoom out and come up to something like the 6 hour, you could see that if we go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and pull a very, very large range here. I'm going to turn off our VPVR, turn off some of these, get rid of some of these volume profiles, bada boom, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull a fresh fixed range volume profile all the way back from June, where we started this kind of giant range here, and I'm going to pull it all the way to right before the breakout. And you can see here that not only is that level of 20,700, our value area low of the previous range, but it's actually the retest. It would be a bullish retest of our macro value area high when looking at this entire chunk of price action. Rectangle, I'm going to mark it out. This entire range of price action, our value area high, which is coming in right here, right? 20,700. This value area high of this macro range, it would be a bullish retest of that macro value area high, which would be a decent place to retest and find some really, really strong support on top of, to then leave that value area and go find another area of balance, potentially in that, back up in these levels between about, almost 25K and about 22,500, and maybe even get a big breakout potentially up to that next value area, which was between about 30,000 and 28,000, kind of that level that everybody's been talking about, potentially getting that big break up to, right? So there you go. In more of a zoomed out view, everybody's getting super bearish, which again, we are leaning a little bit more bearish in the short term. There could be more downside on the way. However, when you zoom out a little bit, this will be a very healthy retrace to retest in a bullish manner a very, very important value area high before potentially getting a big move down. Now, if we are going to go ahead and fill that CME gap that I know a lot of you guys are wondering about, let me pull up the CME gap indicator here. Again, I have no affiliation with this indicator. It's just a free, for anyone who's interested, you could probably just search CME on TradingView, but this is the one I use, CME gap BTC by ANCHE 1991. Shout out to that person. They're probably 31 years old. Shout out to our millennials. But if we are going to come down here and retest, or not retest, and go down and fill this CME gap at about, $19,500. Remember, if you guys watched the morning show, Ben was mentioning that the wicks actually are closer to about 19,800 and something. But just this general area, guys, in the 19-20K level, that CME gap, this big red box, price does more often than not like to come down and fill those gaps before continuing higher. So we could come down, potentially retest that value area high, maybe get a wick down into that CME gap, in which case we would have a lot of room to get a big bounce to the upside. The only thing that would make me think, if we do break down below that value area high, in order to get that CME gap, we are going to have to crack that value area high. And if we start closing longer time frame candles below that value area high, we could be breaking in, right? we would be breaking that FTX level, which would not really be what we want. Like right now, we're sitting right on top of that FTX level, which is an important level of support, right? Is that level that we made right before the big collapse down. And the reason that that level is so important now is if we, again, we broke that level to the downside, absolute dump, which caused a massive volume gap, right? Go ahead and pull that up for you guys right now, right? Hide the TA, right? Boom. Let me zoom out a little bit. Bada boom. There we go. Okay. Move this over. Boom, right? So you crack this level, you start this big move down. Now, the gap doesn't really start until that level at about 19,150, 19,200 is going to be another very, very key level to watch. But we are sitting right on top of that FTX level right now. If we break that, we're probably going to be coming down towards that $19,500 level to close that CME gap. And again, I was talking about this on the morning stream. Not only is your CME gap there, guys, but you could see we also have another very high volume node in that area at about 19,150, 19,200. Now, this is going to be one of the major levels. If we lose this level, guys, it is likely going to result in a quick move down, right? If we decisively lose this high volume node, it is likely going to push us into this low volume gap, in which case we are likely going to come down and start retesting these highs we made over here back in December when we were trading in this sideways range for what felt like forever. So, next major levels to the downside we have to be aware of. Let me turn off this CME gap indicator. Next major levels to the downside that we need to be aware of. Turn off that market cipher A. Bada boom, right? Coming down, looking at this next area of consolidation, that next value area is going to be that next big range that we're looking at. And again, that value area high being that key level of support that if broken decisively, we are going to expect lower prices, potentially into that $20,700 level. Now, once we're past that level, if we continue down, the next major level to the downside to look for is going to be that $19,500 level, right? That potentially close that CME gap. Let's get that volume to spawn. Boom. That $19,500 level to hopefully close that CME gap. And if we continue down there, the next major level I would be looking at will be this blue box. Again, kind of just representing that really high volume node between about 19.5, or I'm sorry, the tip of that high volume node between about 19,200 and I would say, you know, it really starts to fall off at about 18.7, right? So between 19.2 and 18.7 is going to be that high volume node. And if we are unable to hold that high volume node as support, this is the next major level here, guys. If we lose this blue box, again, losing this high volume node with that big gap underneath, we lose this level, things can get ugly, right? Remember, every time we talk about one of these gaps, hey guys, if we break through this gap, things are going to get exciting to the upside. Literally, like at least the ones that we talk about on the stream have hit every single one, right? It's not 100% guaranteed that you're going to fly through every gap, but literally almost every time we look at these, they play out perfectly. So again, this blue box between, this is your next key level, right? That if broken, things can go much more bearish, right? You know, if we get a massive dump down, I'm not freaking out until we break this blue box between about 19, I would say about 19.2 and 18.8. If we break below that box, that is where I'm really starting to worry about lower prices on Bitcoin, right? Now, it doesn't immediately invalidate our bullish market structure because we could even come down and bounce on, you know, this level down here at 17.3 and still technically maintain bullish market structure. But once you break into this low volume gap, things are going to get a little bit more sketchy, and it would be better to it would be better to, you know, kind of assume that we could make some, you know, some lower, maybe not lower lows, but look for some real lower prices for Bitcoin. So again, I can't stress this enough. You know, of course, now that I'm stressing this, is probably going to be the one that doesn't play out. But, you know, this blue box, guys, if we lose that blue box, that's where, you know, the real move to the downside could potentially begin. All right, let's see. Dude came in with a narrative to shill price action, be darned. Whatever that means. But BTC jumps up 0.60%, and everyone gets amped. LMAO. This is absolutely nothing. Shout out to randomness. Yeah, I know, it is funny. It is funny. Oh my God, it's pumping. It's pumping. It's dumping. And then you go to the chart and you're like, oh, it was a 0.25% move. That is not pumping or dumping. But let's see. 8K ETH is absolutely coming eventually. Hey, Flesk, I can't argue with you there, man. I do think that Ethereum will definitely at some point hit 8K. All right, let's see. Shout out to Chunktown says, we pamp, baby. Let's go. It means pamp it. Shout out to Dave Digital in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you. Let's see. Smash the like button. Jessica says smash that like button, and you gotta respect Jessica. Jessica out here repping all the female CandleMafia members. Show Jessica some love. Show some Jessica love. But yeah, guys, these are the major levels I'm looking at to the downside. Now, again, with the higher time frames having momentum and money flow coming out, with the VWAPs coming down on a technical level, those higher time frames would be calling for more bullish. More bearish action in the short term to medium term, right? So with that being said, looking at the, daily money flow, right? Daily money flow still continuing to come out. Your 16-hour money flow looking to cross over into the red. This is a bearish money flow, guys. Very bearish money flow. So just understand that. And looking at the 12-hour, same thing. Looking to cross over into the red here. Very bearish money flow. Now, again, we can't just assume this is going to dump down like crazy, right? Because if this is a sustainable uptrend, it is likely that even if we cross into the red, we may just get a little dip down and then right back into a bigger green wave. So that's something you have to keep in mind. But on a technical level, the 16-hour, the 12-hour, not only is money flow coming out, you also have the VWAPs coming down, looking to print red dots very, very soon. So this could be the next thing to look out for a continued move to the downside. So on a technical level, money flow, VWAPs are looking pretty bearish on those higher hourly and medium daily time frames. So just keep an eye on that. You do have the 5-day red dot printing. So just some things to keep an eye on. Now, let's talk about the bullish case before moving on to the DXY and some of the altcoins. Let me get rid of some of these brushes just to clear up the chart just a little bit. A little boom, 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 and a little bang. All right, bing, bong. Let's go. Okay, so one thing to note here, right? 10-hour money flow is now in the red, guys. 8-hour money flow is still in the red, printing an 8-hour. It's printing an 8-hour red dot as we speak. But money flow on your 30-minute is coming up, so that is a little bit of a mixed signal there. But something I would look for here, guys, is this, right? Taking a look at this 2-hour, we did confirm this this little 2-hour bullish divergence. We're making lower lows on price with our money flow coming up. Green dot printed as we did get this perfect bounce right off this level at about 21,500. So if something's going to give us a move up here, these green dots on the 2-hour, and if you look at the 4-hour, actually looking to potentially print a little bit of a bullish divergence here too, could be signaling a move up in the shorter term, right? So nice little bounce up. This 4-hour bear div or bull div could give you a move up if it prints and confirms. 3-hour green dot is also printing, so again could be the start of a little bit of a move to the upside. But again, with the way that the 16 and the 12-hour money flow looks, maybe we get a green day tomorrow. Maybe we get a decent pump up off of CPI numbers. But until we see the money flow start to turn around in these time frames, I would be a little bit wary for that move up. Shout out to Crypto Billy. He says, "Here is my late fee. Lol, love you, bro." Shout out to Crypto Billy. Hey, Billy, you could be late to every single live stream and never have to pay $1, bro. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Show him some love in the chat, guys. Shout out to Crypto Billy, man. Dude, thank you so much, bro. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. He donates books to the channel to give away to the CandleMafia. He super chats the CandleMafia. Billy, Rob, Tyler, you guys are all absolute legends. D. Petty, Tony, all the mods are absolute legends. Captain Kirk, Crypto Anon, everybody. I love each and every single one of you guys. So shout out to Crypto Billy. Everybody let him know it's okay. He's late. It's okay. We love him. We love him. But Crypto Billy, give a huge birthday shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. I didn't even know it was his birthday. Again, guys, money flow in these higher hourly time frames are looking pretty bearish. But again, on the bullish, in the shorter term, bullish case here is definitely that 2-hour bull div, 3-hour bullish divergence, and then that 4-hour. If that 4-hour starts to print that green dot and you're starting to get your 15-minute money flow crossing over into the green, could be a nice little move up, at least in the short term. Even if those higher term time frames are going to dump us, might be a nice little push to the upside in the short term before, a little retrace to the upside, which obviously does look like we're starting to get here before we get a move down here. So let's just find some, immediate resistance here real quick, guys. Testing this local golden pocket might get a little turbulent here. Maybe we push up into the 786 immediately. These are just some immediate levels of resistance to look at to the upside, right? And then you don't want to forget we also have created a new local volume profile here between these levels. So we could, not only is that 786 come up at about, almost 22K, 21,935, but that value area high is right in that same level. So we could push up to the top of here and then get those bearish signs to potentially come back down to that value area low. As long as we remain within this volume profile, I would expect price to visit the value area high and then come back down to the value area low, then come back to the value area high and then back to the low. As long as it remains within the area of balance inside this value area, I am playing it as a range. So there you go. And then you get a perfect little confluence here with that POC and local golden pocket. So I'd watch for a push up into that value area high before potentially looking for some signals to maybe go scalp short, right? Okay, so let's see. Should we share it? I mean, I guess we could share it. Let's see. Let's pull up this chart right here. There you go, guys. Getting very, very close. This was a little scalp setup that we put this morning in the premium Discord. And the reason I really want to show this is we really sniped that level, guys. I'm just going to move this real quick. Look at that level, guys. We sniped, we came right through it, got our confirmations, and boom, perfect bounce off of our level here. Deviated from that value area, came down, got our bullish confirmations, and we are now, very, very close to getting that take profit. And again, just a little tip for anybody who's trading out there. Right now, our profit target for this little scalp trade in the premium was to take profits if we can make it back up to that value area high. But understand, guys, typically, for me at least, when I take profit, I will take profit just before the level, right? In case you don't get all the way up to that value area high, a lot of times you will front run the level, right? You see here, you went from the value area low all the way up and almost got to that value area high, but not quite. So it's never a bad idea to shave a little profit off the table before you actually get to your level, because a lot of times you will front run the level. Same thing here, right? Same thing here. Nice little scalp up to that value area high, but you didn't touch the level. Eventually you did, right? The volume profile rarely is wrong. But you can see you came down a little bit. You would have gotten maybe scared out of your trade or maybe stopped out at break even or in profit. But then you eventually did come up. But so it's just never a bad idea to take profit a little bit early. But yeah, that one is almost at take profit. Shout out to anybody in the premium that got in on that setup. But, with all that being said, guys, that is essentially how I'm feeling in the medium to longer term for Bitcoin, guys. It's, again, the bearish signals on a technical level are there. Again, be careful tomorrow. CPI data is probably going to give us some insane volatility. So just be careful. It's likely going to be a wash regime tomorrow. Big move up to the downside. Big wick up down, and then a big wick down. I'm like talking in oxymorons. Big wick to the upside and then a big wick to the downside, and then it'll pick a direction. Just be very careful. It's very scammy out there. But remember, you have the key levels to watch. Again, that value area high coming in at 21.2. That's going to be a big place to look for a bounce. If we break, and then if we can't hold that level, we don't get that bounce we're looking for, we know, okay, hey, we're getting accepted back into this value area, and if we can't get back above that value area high, we may be on our way to the value area low at 20,700. And then, again, we know if we zoom out, if we lose that $20,700 level, we are going to likely break back into this big area of balance and potentially work our way down to that $19,500 level. And if we keep pushing, that high volume node / blue box here between 19,150 and 18,800 is going to be that massively, massively key level. If it gets super bloody this week and we get down to this level and things are not holding at this level, that's where I'm looking to really, maybe I'm not going to maintain my bullish my bullish sentiment, because we're going to get close to, this is when we get into this area, that's where we could actually invalidate the bullish market structure. But even if we do break that high volume node, guys, we still could bounce off this previous high volume node. This previous value area high. We could bounce off this level here. It's why, this value area high comes in right at this white line, which is why it's there. If we came down there, I would also be open, right? Say we come down here, we kind of bing bong around, but we can't hold that value area low. Now we're like, at this point, right, we come down. Okay, now we're back in this value area. Bing bong, bing bong. Okay, we're losing the value area low. Okay, now I'm looking for 19.5. Looking for 19.5. Boom. Get the 19.5 level. If we don't get a strong move there, looking for a big move down to the blue box. And then, again, no big move off of this. That's where I'm looking for a move down to come test this previous value area high at about 17,300. But we're very far away from there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Again, I don't want to confuse anybody or put too many levels in your head. Really, the main level you need to be focusing on, for tomorrow and tonight is very likely going to be, if we do come back to the downside, is going to be that value area high at 21,200. So there you go, guys. Those are the key levels, and not just the key levels, guys. The context behind the levels. Why we are looking at them and what we are expecting if they hold or break. I don't just want to sit on here and give you guys random lines, right? And if it would have, and then you're sitting there like, okay, but it broke through the line, Frank, now what? So this is why I spend the time on this, to give you guys real context into why we're looking at these levels. Where do we get them from? What are we expecting if this level doesn't hold? So I really try to break this down. So I hope you guys find value in this. I hope you guys are able to learn from this. But those are the key levels we're watching. Again, leaning a little more bearish in the medium term. Short term, again, short-term bounce might not be unlikely. Again, with that 2-hour bull div, 3-hour bull div, and that 4-hour bull div looking to print. So we'll have to see if we are going to see this move to the upside continue. That is likely going to happen on the confirmation of that green dot on the 4-hour with the confirmation of that bull div. And if that happens, guys, this VWAP is probably going to be creeping up towards that 0 line, looking for a green dot on the daily as well. So these are just some things to keep an eye on. Let's see. I did miss some super chats here. Let's shout out to Wick 589, baby. Shout out to Wick, man. What is going on? He says roses are red. I really got to get rich soon. Want to know where's my Lambo? Got to know when's the moon. These volume profiles, Frankie, chef's kiss. Shout out. I'm bad at reading poems, so I'm sure that was offbeat. But can everybody snap? I think that's what they do when people read poetry. They don't clap, they snap because they're sophisticated. So yes, shout out to Wick. I appreciate that. Oh no. Wick 589. Yes, I used your last name. Wick 589. Please report to the main office. Is your profile picture a possum, or is it an opossum? I don't know how to say it the right way. I'm sorry. I'm just a human. But is your volume profile? It's your profile picture, not your volume profile. Is your profile picture a possum? And I think it is, or maybe it's a ferret. I don't know. But listen. It's kind of freaking me out. I don't like possums. I used to think they were cute until we saw their little stank fingers on stream. You guys, if you were there, you were there. But listen, I don't have a problem with that possum picture. As long as you don't show those stank fingers, I'm good. Shout out to Wick 589. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. And shout out to you for the poetry talent, bro. Not too shabby. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's see. Shout out to Golden Child said, hey, Frankie. He said, hey, Frankie, in the crypto face voice. I was dying when he does that. Frankie. Let's see. Can you check Kadena in the alt section? I'm looking for a good entry point. Thanks, bud. Shout out to Golden Child. We probably are going to cut the alt section a little bit short, but we will try to get that done for you, so stick around. I don't want to leave you hanging. Shout out to Hannah King. Oh, no, it disappeared. Hannah King, shout out to you. Hannah King. I think Hannah King's been making some money trading, because Hannah King be super chatting lately, and I do appreciate it so much. Shout out to Hannah King. Hannah King, I can't talk. Says Truflation is predicting CPI comes in at 5.8%. Okay, shout out to Hannah King. You're coming in with the sauce. I love it. Shout out to Hannah King. I do believe, is that the thing that's like usually 90% right? I don't know. There might be a few places that predict the CPI numbers and the FOMC meeting, stuff like that. But from what I understand, these predictions are like usually 95% accurate. So Shout out to Hannah King. Thank you for that. We'll have to see what happens. And, yeah, if they're usually 90% accurate, well, we'll see. We'll see. Tony D says, Frankie Candles, almost time to hop off. Thank you for keeping me on track. Indiana Candles is back, fresh from being wretched. Shout out to Indiana Candles, man. Thank you for that super chat. He says, I feel like taking a loss sometimes is part of the process. Humbles us all. Indiana, bro. 100%, dude. That is 100% part of the journey, man. You're especially if you're just starting, guys. You're gonna lose trades. You're gonna lose trades. Unfortunately, you're gonna get stopped out. Put it this way: if you're learning, you're gonna lose trades, right? So the only thing you can do is try to make it where you're losing trades are not liquidations, right? So use stop losses. So if you know, listen, if I try this trading thing, I'm guaranteed to lose some trades, right? You are. There's no way you're gonna not lose trades. I know a lot of people think, well, no, I'll never lose a trade. I'll just always go out and trust me, if you ever, everybody who trades loses trades. Everybody, if they tell you they don't lose trades, run as fast as you can. If someone tells you they got I win 98% of my trades, run as fast as you can. You're going to lose trades. The one thing that you can do, the one thing you will have control over is whether your losses will be giant losses or liquidations or small controlled losses due to your stop losses and good risk management. So you're definitely going to lose trades, so why not make them small? Why not make them small losses, right? So shout out to Indiana Candles. Definitely needs to be said, man. Yeah. Listen, guys, I get humbled by the market a lot, right? I might be on a big winning streak, right? I'm like on top of the world. I'm like, God, I'm so good. I'm so good. And then, that's why you don't want to trade with emotions, because if you start getting cocky, you're going to naturally be like, let me put a little bit more on this trade. Let me up the ante a little bit. You do not want to do that. Just follow your strategy, whether you think you're on a hot streak or not. Because whether you feel like you're on a hot streak or not, the market doesn't care. That's all in your head. Wow, I'm on fire. Yeah, honestly, when you're on fire, you should really be thinking like, I'm probably due for a loss. That's a much better way to think about it. So yeah, definitely, you guys are managing your risk. Shout out to Tyler. It's like, shout out to you, bro. That was funny. I'm going to be laughing about that later, bro. Just the way you said that. Well, wait, you guys are managing your risk? That was good, bro. Shout out to Tyler Durden. But yeah, guys, you're going to lose your trades. Just make sure they're controlled losses, please. So yeah, I had one more thing to say about that. Yeah, you don't want to up your position sizes because you're doing well, right? Obviously, as your account grows, and if you're trading with 1% of your account and you're growing your account over time, naturally that 1% of your account is going to become a bigger position size, right? So as your account grows, 1% of your account is going to be more and more money, right? And that's how you grow the account. So if you're here, if you're getting into trading to get rich quick, or hit that one big trade where you make 50K, or you're looking to turn 10 into 100K in a week or a month, or just in general, it's much harder than you probably imagine if you're new. So just understand that. But yeah, shout out to Indiana Candles. That needs to be said. I get humbled by the market all the time. I lose trades too. So yeah, everybody has to lose. It's part of the game, guys. You have to understand these markets are, if you win a trade, you took money from somebody. When you lose a trade, somebody took money from you. That's how the market works. So, that has to happen. But yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead and move on, guys. Let's take a look at that DXY and the SPY/Ethereum. And if you guys want to throw your altcoins in chat, excuse me, go ahead and throw them in there right now, and Rob will gather them up. Rob, let's do let's just pick three of the most popular requests, and then we'll go over those. And then yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into that DXY, as we are seeing some interesting stuff here. All right, pull up. This is our actual DXY chart. No. Oh, that's why we're not on the. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we are on the DXY, guys. As you know, this is one of those things that we keep an eye on to help us try to figure out what Bitcoin's going to do, right? If the DXY looks bearish, typically Bitcoin will pump. If the DXY looks bullish, typically Bitcoin will dump. Bitcoin goes up, DXY goes down. DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. It's inversely correlated, right? So You guys will know, I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this. We were looking at these daily bull divs that continued to form. This is basically the inverse of what happened with Bitcoin. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Hang on. Kuzik and Bump It says, Frankie Candles, I'll take the sandwood candle. Getting lit just one more day, please. Shout out to Kuzik and Bump It. Shout out to you, bro. We got the cashmere. We got the cashmere today, brother. We got the cashmere candle. But yeah, shout out to you, man. All right, so continuing on here, you guys will know, right, as these lower lows were coming in, we were putting in higher lows on our momentum waves. You can see this, right? We got a low here, higher low, putting in bullish divergence on the DXY at that key level of support. And not only that, we never touched our actual level, but then we actually got that push down to actually touch that level for real, printed that green dot, finished off another drive of bullish divergence, and then boom, we shot right up to our next target, which was that golden pocket at about 103,693. And we just kind of been banging our head on here for the past, bit, right? The last few days, or maybe even more. A little bit over a week, it looks like, just kind of just banging our head on here. But, guys, if this squeezes to the upside and we start to, it does look like we could potentially, coming down to a lower time frame, if we wind up doing a little bit of a, ascending triangle here and this does squeeze to the upside, we could potentially kind of just bing bong, come to the tip of the formation, and then squeeze to the upside. Next major level I'd look at for real resistance on that DXY is going to be this level here at about 106,251. But the real question is here, are we going to actually get that squeeze or are we going to reject? I will say this. Money flow was coming into the green on the 6 hour, right? That was looking pretty bullish for the DXY, but now it's coming out very aggressively. Taking a look at that daily money flow was coming up. Now it's coming out. So kind of rough to read there. But really what you're looking for a big dump on Bitcoin is a break even into the golden pocket and then above. That is where, would be a very, very bearish signal for Bitcoin. So going to be watching this DXY very, very closely, guys. Over the next couple days, especially tomorrow with the CPI report. Obviously, a very, very good idea to keep a close eye on the DXY during these FOMC meetings or the CPI numbers coming out or what have you, because sometimes this could give you a leading indication. If you got money flow coming up on the low, if you're looking at the 2 hour and, right, this looks bearish, right? 2 hour money flow just crossed into the red. But, if you're coming up and, you look like you're getting a big money flow crossover on a higher time frame or something like that, and then the news comes out, you could kind of think like, hey, the DXY looks like it's going to rip. But in all honesty, guys, you want to be very careful with the news stuff that comes out, FOMC meetings, CPI numbers, whatever you have going on. You want to be very careful because sometimes the charts can't predict that stuff, right? Sometimes they just say something that the charts are not predicting, and, things could look mega bullish for Bitcoin, and then they just hit you with bearish news out of nowhere, and then, boom, you just absolutely come to the downside. Oh, yeah, shout out to Crypto Billy. Cool. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Star. I was just going to say, nice. Did Rob go hang out for his birthday? He's still chilling with us. Let's go. But yeah, Tyler covering for Rob on his birthday. I absolutely love it. Tyler coming in with the AGIX, Algo, and H-Bar. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for doing that. Danny Two Stacks says, kind of deviating from the conversation a little bit, he says, burning candles is actually really bad for you. You're actually inhaling oil. I've heard that before, bro. I didn't know if it was true or not. Yeah, man, I've heard that, which is really disappointing because I really like candles, as you guys know. I don't call me Frankie Candles for nothing. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't like candles, they would just call me Frankie Fibonacci, which they do sometimes. They call me Frankie Fib. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, man. Let's see. Correction, Rob's birthday. Yeah, Crypto Billy. Now I got to go get ribs tonight. Shout out to Crypto Billy. But there you go, guys. Just something to watch. This is really the key level we got to break above to see a bigger dump on Bitcoin. But if we really start seeing yellow X's popping up, right? You're seeing the lower time frames, yellow X's, blood diamonds popping up on the DXY could foreshadow a move up for Bitcoin. So just really nothing, just kind of the same deal, right? We're just still testing that golden pocket. All right, let's go ahead and jump into Ethereum, and then we'll go ahead and cover the altcoins, guys, or the other altcoins. Now, really interesting stuff going on here. Now, you guys will know, right? Kind of similar to Bitcoin. We do have our previous range that we were trading in, which was essentially which was essentially up here. Bada boom, bada bing, right? We had our, basically had our area of value or our area of balance. I'll actually stretch this out all the way to here, see where that range gets us. There you go, right? So we had this previous value area just kind of bing bong, right? Just in that value area, kind of staying within that area of balance. And then what happened, guys? We lost the value area, and then we came down to our next key level. You guys will remember we made this line red because this was a very important level, because you guys will know that below this level is kind of where we had the volume open up. Now, it wasn't a massive volume gap, but if we zoom out, let's come to the 6 hour to get a little more price action in here so we can analyze some more candles. Yeah. We lose this red line, it opened up this big gap, right? So as soon as we cracked that level, you could see once we broke that red level at about $1,500, price started to pour, right? Just started pouring blood here. Now we do have this little high volume node here, which is essentially where we caught a little bit of support on. So maybe we kind of bing bong around here. Maybe we find a little bit of balance here. But again, it's that low volume gap, guys. You break that red level. We were saying a little bit of a move down. Now, it wasn't too intense. It wasn't the most intense move down, but a nice quick little 3% move to the downside is easy to capitalize on. But, as we zoom out here, you guys will know kind of those key levels that we were looking at. Again, obviously that red level, opening up that low volume gap. But we do have this level here. We are sticking to this little spike in volume. If we lose that level, probably going to come down to that $1,436 level for Ethereum. And then again, once we lose that, we're probably coming down into the 1300s, potentially coming down to test this top of this blue box, which was essentially the area where we broke out of. You could see we popped up, flipped to support, breakout. A lot of times what price will do is it will lose, come down to retrace, retest that area of the breakout, test it as support, get a nice bounce off of it before coming up and making a higher high. So again, just kind of the same deal here on Bitcoin, Ethereum, I'm sorry. Coming down to that 12 and 16 hour, you could see money flow already crossed into the red here on Ethereum, so could be kind of foreshadowing what we're going to see on Bitcoin with those money flow crossovers on the higher hourly time frames. Daily VWAP starting to work its way back up towards that zero line, but not enough to give us a green dot just yet. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, says exclamation mark curfew. Shout out to Rob. I appreciate that, bro. Keeping me on. Time is up, Frankie. Go relax. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for keeping me on task here. But yeah, let's just I'll wrap this up real quick, and then we will cover those alts. I'll run through them super quick, and then we'll let you guys go. But again, just look for a potential retrace. If we do get a big drop to the downside, look for a retrace back down to retest that breakout level before a move to the upside. But again, just in the short term, money flow crossovers on those higher hourly time frames, a loss of this red level. If we do not regain support on top of this level, we could continue to fall through this gap again, eventually winding up at that $1,326 level. So there is Ethereum or Erythrium. Yeah, Crypto Billy says always bet long on Frankie candles. Yeah, guys. Yeah, if we're ever betting on the on whether I'm going to actually end early or not, you're almost guaranteed to win if you say we won't end early. But we still got 982 people in here, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. We will still be spinning the wheel. Don't you worry. But let's take a quick look at some of these altcoins real quick before we hop off. Let me just find bada boom, bada bing. Tyler Durden, AGIX. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see. Bada boom. We'll take a look at the KuCoin chart, which I believe AGIX. Let's see, or maybe we'll look at the Binance. Bada boom. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, interesting. All right, so taking a look here at AGIX. Now, guys, we did get a pretty bearish sign here on AGIX. You could see here we did get a bearish divergence on that daily time frame. Not the most extreme bear div, but you did get it. You got your lower high here on your momentum waves with your higher highs on your price action. Pretty aggressive higher highs, I'll give you that, right? Like super aggressive angle on your higher highs. Not that intense of a angle, excuse me, on your momentum waves. But again, daily bearish divergence. typically a very, very strong top signal. And then if you work your way down these time frames, you could see this did leak into the 12, the 16-hour, and if we come down to these lower time frames as well, you could see that 4-hour giving you those bear divs. Didn't get as immediate of a money flow fall off on AGIX as we did on Bitcoin, so this one was a little harder to call, but this was actually a setup that we put in the premium Discord, currently up about, or I guess we originally hit it for 27% on AGIX. We hit our first, smash our first take profit. We do have another one down here at that value area high. Now, I do want to point out, guys, this is not a trade signal. This is not, I'm not telling you guys to get into this short to ride it down to the next take profit. The entry on this short was all the way up here when I originally gave the setup in the premium Discord. I don't want people like FOMOing into these shorts thinking that it's a good idea. Now, if you want to look at AGIX, you can see we actually are getting a little support on this golden pocket, which I could actually talk about a little bit, right? One of the reasons why I put the take profit here is, amongst other things, we have volume spikes, but also that golden pocket, right? Not a bad idea to take some profit on or just before that golden pocket, right? In case you front run it like we did, or I guess we didn't front run it there, but in case you front run it, right? Got a golden pocket, likely going to get a bounce there, so maybe a good idea to take a little profit off the table, and we are starting to find a little bit of support here, although we did wick a little bit lower. Not a bad setup there. The writing was on the wall with a daily bear div, guys. Like, this is kind of a teachable moment. Those daily bear divs, very, very unlikely for these to give you nothing, right? So if you see a daily bear div like this, money flow coming out on the lower time frames like you did have, if you actually come down to the 2-hour, you could see that 2-hour was coming out pretty aggressively. We spotted that daily bear div up here, and you could see money flow was coming out pretty aggressively. So if you could get decent confirmations, typically, a bear div on the daily is very, very likely to at least give you a scalp, right? So if you really wanted to be super conservative, you could play that as a scalp, and then, if it winds up playing out in a big way, you wind up hitting a grand slam. But let's go ahead and see where we think price can go from here. Now, again, like I said, starting to find a little bit of support on top of that golden pocket. VWAP kind of flat down here, not curving up as much as I would like it to get a move to the upside. 16-hour curving up towards that zero line, 12-hour curving up towards that zero line, looking for the green dot. 8-hour, very close to that, getting that green dot. No bullish divergence or anything like that on the 8-hour. Taking a look at your 4-hour, green dot confirmed. Again, no bullish divergence here as either. So you are getting a green dot, but money flow, right? Money flow indicates the general trend or the longer term trend, right? So we're getting a green dot, so a move up in the short term might not be unlikely, right? But the fact that money flow is coming out would make me assume, again, educated guess, right? We can't be right 100% with this stuff. It's all a game of probabilities. But because I have money flow coming out, that green dot I would more likely treat as a retrace, right? So what you can do to potentially find, where you would retrace to is you could pull some local golden pockets. Like I could already see here, you have a high volume node right here, right? So, likely this high volume node is going to give you some resistance if you continue on the way up. So typically, that level right here at about 41 cents, put a horizontal line there, you're likely going to get a little bit of resistance if you get up to this high volume node, right? It acted as support a bunch of times, acted as support here, right? And it was an important support resistance flip, right? Because as soon as you flip this to support, you got a big move up, right? Then you came down, support, 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 support. Then you lost it. Now if you come up and bearishly retest it, that would be a big level to look for a rejection off of. And you could look for some confluence with some local golden pockets, right? So if you pull from the low to the high, you can see we do also have a golden pocket at this level, right? So what you could do is you could go here. This is the sauce, baby. You grab that box, go from your golden pocket into that high volume node, and now you know this blue box is likely going to be a pretty strong resistance level. And then even you could come up and touch that, come up and kiss that 786 as well. Maybe you get a wick into that 786. But until you come up and flip this level to support, I wouldn't be expecting a big move out of this green dot unless you flip this to support. So Potentially, that 4-hour green dot could give you a little scalp up to this level, and then if you get bearish confirmations, you could potentially look for some short entries, into this to potentially come down and ride this to some lower prices. Shout out to this this next take profit level down here at about 28 cents. So there you go. Just in the general, generally speaking, looking very similar to Bitcoin. Money flow coming out on a lot of these time frames. Honestly, the daily's not rolling up as fast as Bitcoin. So if anything, I would actually lean a little bit more bearish on this than Bitcoin. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and see here. Okay, now let's go ahead. A quick sauce on Algo as well. Let's see, Algo Tether. Here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see, it's only been 4 days. I guess tomorrow anew. Elite Ways. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I wish I did. Let's see. Okay, continuing on here. Oh, baby. Were we? Oh, God. I don't know. I don't want to guarantee it, right? I don't want to say we called something that we didn't call. That's the last thing I want to do, guys. But it does look like, when we were talking about this, we may have been talking about a bearish rejection at this level on Thursday or Friday, potentially. And there you go. Very kind of a similar situation that we were just looking at on AGIX, right? You might get a move up, but what happened? You came up and you tested this high volume node, right? That high volume node was acting as support. Broke it, resistance, right? You come up and test that high volume node again, likely to be resistance, and you could see we got that rejection. So I would assume we probably thought that was going to happen, but we might have just been kind of circling that actual rejection. So we might have not called it, but it did look like it. But yeah, taking a look here, guys, we are sitting right on top of this next high volume node. A decent bit of support here, right? I would say this is a pretty decent bit of support. Let's see, the daily VWAP is kind of rounding to the upside. Nothing really too decisive there. Your 16-hour money flow looking very bearish. 12-hour money flow also looking very bearish, but being cautious for a short-term move to the upside because your VWAP is coming up, right? 8-hour, looking for that green dot very, very soon. Your 15-minute green money flow crossover into the green is already happened, and your 24 and 30-minute are starting to round to the upside. So if you're going to get a big move up on Algo in the short term, the next thing I would really look for here is that 8-hour green dot. Now, you did get a crossover into the red, but now you're going back into the green. So for that short-term bounce, again, guys, 6-hour green dot is printing. 5-hour green dot confirmed. 4-hour green dot also confirmed. So again, if that 4-hour green dot starts giving you a move up, if you're looking for that continuation or a bigger move to the upside, I would be looking for that 8-hour green dot, that 30-minute and 24-minute money flow crossover into the green to start a bigger move to the upside. And I know I don't have a lot of time right now, but I will say we were talking about this on the live stream for a move up on Bitcoin, looking at that 8-hour and 30-minute and 24-minute money flow, and we actually wound up getting the big move up we were looking for, or the more decent move up to the higher prices we were looking for, happened right on the 30-minute money flow crossover into the green. So I'm actually going to probably make a video at some point kind of breaking down what you need to look for that strategy to actually play out. So I want to break that. I kind of want to dive more into the relationship between time frames, because I think that's something that a lot of people may not understand fully, and it's something that I really took a long time to truly understand how these time frames really related to each other. So I'm going to try to cover that much more in the future. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Hey, bro, happy birthday, bro. Go have fun. Eat an extra piece of cake on me or for me. Shout out to you, bro. I'll hit you up later tonight. Shout out to you, bro. Happy birthday. I wish I knew that coming onto the stream. I would have made a happy, I would have had noisemakers and everything. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for everything you do, bro. Happy birthday. I hope you have the best day ever. Cobra Kai in the chat. Let's get it. So there you go on Algo. That is basically what I'm looking at, guys. Again, immediate support underneath you is going to be, let me find you, yeah, we could keep it here. Immediate support underneath you is going to be that level at about 23 cents. And then immediate resistance above you is going to be at about 24, almost 25 cents. So, maybe you just kind of range around here. In the short term, again, move up wouldn't be the most unlikely thing because of these green dots popping up on the medium hourly time frames. And again, for that next bigger move up, I'd look for that 8-hour green dot with the 30-minute and 24-minute money flow crossing over into the green. And then what was the other one? Let's see. What was the other alt? Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Looking for Tyler Durden. Where is it? I just saw it. AGIX. Where is it? I'm blind. All right. Tyler, if you could just spam that or just put that chat in one more time with the last coin, or just let me know what that last coin is. I saw someone shout out ADA, so I guess we could take a quick look at ADA as well while we wait for that. I'm sure Tyler's probably I'm not going to look at chat yet, but I bet you already put it in. Tyler, also known as Tyler Quickest Hands in the West. Let's see. There we go. Binance Tether US. There we go. Bada boom. Yeah. So, taking a look, guys, also same kind of deal on ADA, right? ADA was another, this was another short setup that we put in the premium Discord, a while ago, at least. Yeah. On February 5th, we were looking at this, potential daily bearish divergence with money. And we were talking about this on a lot of the alts guys on the live stream, just kind of looking, right? You got a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? Momentum coming out as your price action has a higher high, price creeping up, right? Momentum coming down, money flow coming out. Doesn't make sense, right? How is the price going up if money is coming out of the asset, right? That's how you want to think of these divergences, as a discrepancy, right? Indicator saying, hey, everyone's leaving, right? So why is the price still going up? It makes no sense, right? So that is kind of where you No, it was Anon's birthday yesterday. Yo. Crypto Anon. Happy birthday, bro. What in God's name? Hey, shout out to Crypto Billy. I see you, H-Bar. Okay, H-Bar was that one. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Crypto Billy. Thank you, Tony. Anon, happy birthday, bro. I didn't know that either. Yo, we got to make a calendar with all the mods' birthdays. Yo, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. I wish I knew that. I feel bad now. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Happy birthday, bro. I hope you had the best day. I hope you got to hang out with your son yesterday and do something together, or just hang out with the family and have a good time. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate everything you do, as well as all the mods and Rob. Happy birthday, bro. Shout out to show Anon. Wish Anon a happy birthday. I think he's still here. Give him a big happy birthday in chat. Shout out to Anon. Let's go. Dang, man. I wish I knew that. But yeah, guys, momentum waves coming out. Price is coming up, clear daily bear div. And again, you have the same writing on the wall here. Money flow coming out with your bear divs on the 16 and the 12 hour. And then again, right, same thing as Bitcoin. 4-hour bear divs all over the place with money flow continually coming out. It was a little harder to see it on the 4-hour for Cardano. But again, if you just connect those highs with a trend line, you can see, right, high, lower high, right? Then you got a higher high, but over time you were making high, lower high, right? And then you came in a little bit to the red, back into the green to make your lowest high before coming into a bigger red wave. So, the writing was on the wall. They were kind of all the same setup, right? Bear divs on the daily. Bear divs on the 12 and the 16. Money flow also coming out on the 12 and 16. And then you had the 4-hour was just looking bearish as all get out, right? So there you go. But, that's how we were able to see it coming. How can you, where are we going from here is the real question. Let me just clear out some of these brushes. Bada boom, 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 boom. Okay. So taking a look here, where can we go from here? Now we are holding, again, here you go, guys. Holding on top of this high volume node right here, coming in at about 35 cents. If we lose this level, guys, we do have a bit of a gap. We do have a bit of a gap all the way down to about 33 cents, right? So we could be coming down to about 33 cents. And then you do have this blue box down here, which comes in, at about, which does come in between about 31 and 30 cents, right? So next most likely stop for Cardano if we lose the level we're at right now. Again, if you leave this highest volume node, where is price going to go? It's going to hunt out the next highest volume node, which does come down here at this blue box between about 31 and 33 cents, or I'm sorry, 31 and 30 cents. But again, you want to realize here that this is not the cleanest gap, right? So likely going to find some support down here at 33 cents, right? And then, again, I don't want to cloud this up with a ton of lines. But, you know, if we lose this level, essentially you lose this high volume node, you're going to push into the low volume gap, come down here to this ledge at about 33 cents. If you lose that level, probably going to be a grind through these other nodes, eventually coming down to potentially test the top of this blue box at about 31 cents. And again, as far as the indicators go, your 8-hour green dot is printing, and you actually have an 8-hour bullish divergence here, right? So you got your higher low on your momentum waves. This is printing too, right? So this hasn't even confirmed yet. So you're coming down to support, right? You're putting in that 8-hour bull div, and you have your price coming down, momentum coming up, key level, green dot printing. Could get a short-term move to the upside here, right? A 6-hour bull div printing too. So you got an 8 and a 6-hour bull div, similar kind of to Bitcoin too in the short term with the 4-hour bull div printing as well, right? Very, very similar look on ADA as Bitcoin, right? And then real quick, guys, let's cover H-bar. How long have we been going for? Oh, God. Here we go, guys. You know what? Next time I don't feel good, I'm just not going to say anything. And then I'll just be like, hey, guys, I randomly don't feel good. I got to get off early. I don't know, man. Yeah, I feel like I should be here, right? You guys show up for me. I need to show up for you. It doesn't matter if I don't feel good. You know, I don't know. Sometimes people need to talk me into relaxing or you know, taking some rest days or whatever, but I don't know. You guys show up for me, so I just feel like it doesn't matter if I don't feel good. I got to show up. So at least a little bit. So here we go. But again, looking very similar to Bitcoin in the short term with the bull divs. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at H-bar. H-bar, we'll take a look at the Binance. I don't want to look at the Bybit chart. Okay, I guess, yeah, whatever. We'll look at this one. Okay. Coming in at about 8 cents, guys. I'm going to run through this one pretty quickly. Whoo, baby. I'd be very careful. I'd be very careful, guys. Listen, I'd be very careful. CPI numbers come out tomorrow. Be careful. I'll leave this here. I'm just going to leave this here, guys. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's not the clearest. Okay. All right. I approach with caution, guys. This is, this is almost invalidated here, right? This is technically, on a technical level, guys, that is a lower high, right? But this is actually, I could talk about this, right? This is called an exaggerated divergence, right? So, we always look for higher highs on our price with lower highs on our momentum waves, guys. But this is actually when you have equal highs on your indicator, whether it's Market Cipher V or an RSI, it's actually called an exaggerated divergence, and these are still in play. So this would technically still be a bearish divergence. I just typically don't take these trades, but could be a pretty bearish sign, at least in the short term for H-bar. But again, with the CPI numbers and the fact that these are equal highs, I would be careful with this one. Looking at your 16-hour confirmed divergence, didn't give us that big move to the downside that we were looking for. Also, VWAP curving up on the 16-hour, another reason to take this red dot on the daily with a grain of salt. We could get a VWAP flip here potentially if if we confirm this red dot tomorrow on the stream, we could get a VWAP flip if that 16-hour green dot prints and winds up playing out, right? So, then again, looking at multiple time frames, guys, daily, this would be a bearish divergence on the daily, right? But again, looking at your 16-hour looks like it's rolling back to the upside, so I'm holding off on that daily. I'm not making decisions on that daily just yet. I'd rather let the 16-hour play out to see what the 16-hour gives us, right? 12-hour too, VWAP coming up. I don't know. That daily, we might get a move up. Even if the daily does play out, the 12-hour will play out first, and if it gives us another push to the upside, why not wait for a potential better entry, right? 10-hour, green dot looking to print, money flow coming back up, right? 6-hour, green dot looking to print, money flow back in the green. 5-hour, green dot printing, right? So you want to be careful here. 4-hour green dot confirmed. Nice little, tight little trigger wave here as well. No real close anchor wave though. So, but yeah. So just remember, red dot on the daily would have me cautious for the longs. Mixed signals, guys. Mixed signals on H-bar, I'll be honest with you. Green dot printing on that. Green dot printing on the. Green dot printing on the, what is this? The 1 hour. Jeez. But yeah, so what I would look here for a move to the upside here, guys, is that I'd watch this 1 hour money flow. If this 1 hour money flow can get back in that green as the 12 and the 16 hour are printing the green dot, that could be, ready for another push to the upside. And then other than that, I would also just keep an eye on the bearish divergence on the daily. I would just say the red dot on the daily, just because this angle isn't strong. I would treat this more like just a red dot rather than a strong bearish divergence. But you do have the bear div here, so this could potentially be a very strong top signal. But again, because of the way the other time frames are looking, I would be very careful with this. Don't forget to smash the like buttons, guys. For everybody still in here, what do we got? We got 790 people still hanging out with the Candle Mafia. I tried to get off early, guys. It just did not work. But shout out to Crypto Billy. Said Robin Anon's birthday on the syllabus at FCU today. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Anon. Happy birthday, guys. I really wish I really wish I knew this. I would have made a big stink about it. Not that I'm not going to make a big stink about it tomorrow. But I don't know. Anyway, happy birthday, guys. I really do appreciate both of you guys. Yeah, I know I say it a lot, and I know people probably might be sick of hearing it, but for real, guys, our mods are special people. They are a rare breed, not only of moderators. I don't even like calling them mods. It's just an easy term. But these are rare breeds of human beings, guys. The fact that, just so you guys know, like, all the mods work on our channel and mod chat and are in the Discord constantly. They handle a lot of the giveaways. They do this all because they're good human beings. There's not far and few between, guys. Rare breed. So I could never, ever, ever. I am forever indebted to our mods, guys. You guys are the absolute best, and I am 100% blessed to have you guys, and I will never forget that. So, yeah, shout out to Rob. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Happy birthday, guys. And also shout out to our other mods as well. That goes to all our mods, not just our birthday boy mods. But, guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and spin that wheel of pain and pleasure. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Wheel of pain and pleasure. Here we go. Pull it up, baby. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I saw. James says, when Frankie is under the weather Red Bull is still... He says, when Frankie's under the weather, Red Bull still needs Frankie for its energy. Yes, guys, I give Red Bull its energy. I would never drink Red Bull or any other garbage energy drink other than Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, my own natural energy drink, as you guys know. I love this guy showing love to the mods in chat. You guys are the best. Let's see. I watch a lot of crypto YouTube, and Frankie Candles has the best mods. Shout out to Enzo Mining. Yeah, bro, I appreciate that. I know the mods do. It really is true. It really is true. Yeah, show them love, guys. Let's go. Shout out to the mods. For real. They are, again, not just special mods. They're special people, guys. They really are. They're selfless, and I will never forget that. Trust me. It may not, none of it goes overseen, guys. Just, I really do appreciate you from the bottom. I am forever indebted to you guys. I really am. All right. Let's see. We're about to melt up. Tanner time. Shout out to Tanner time. Hey, those 4-hour bull divs. Remember, short-term pump. Short-term pump, not out of the question. Let's see. Man, I miss joining chat with the familia, but life happens. Always knew Frankie would kill it back when we were at like 200 watching. Cobra Kai, bro, I love seeing you in the chat, bro. And, hey, we know. Life happens, bro. I know everyone has a life. Hey, we haven't seen Jimmy Two Shoe in months. But he hit me up, and he sent me something, right? And he said, hey, man, I'm not in the live stream anymore, but I'm working on a bunch of really cool stuff. He updated me on his life, and I love to hear it, right? So, Cobra Kai, whatever you got going on in your life, I hope it's all good stuff, bro. Anytime you come in here, bro, we're not going to forget about you. I love seeing you in here. I will always shout you out. One of the Oest G's of the bro, you had to have been here in one of the first streams, right? So, I will never forget you. You will always be an OG, bro. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and spin that wheel because we're about to go over on time when I tried to end early. It's so hard for me. But 579 likes. Don't forget to smash that like button. Just try to get to 600 likes. If we get 600 likes before the end of the wheel spins, I don't know. I can't talk. If we get 600 likes by the end of these 5 wheel spins that we have right now, I'll spin the wheel 10 times to start off this Monday. And, guys, don't forget, today's stream was brought to you by Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick. I actually like that one. I saw that one. I saw that in the theaters with Mrs. Candles, and it was pretty awesome. Actually, one of the better movies I've seen in a while. Let's see. I'm always watching, but often 3D modeling while I watch. So not always typing. Chemistry Bro. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. Yeah, dude. Yeah, some of those prints that you sent me, those were pretty dope, bro. Those are pretty dope. But yeah, Chemistry Bro always in here, dropping that sauce. Let's go. Let's see. What's the best way to reach out and send a message to you? Nomad Dad, I will say this. The easiest way is probably on Discord. I will say this. It's getting harder and harder every day to knock out my DMs. I always try to answer as much as I can. I usually have a really busy schedule and a lot of DMs. I always try to cut through and answer as many as I can. But I will say it's probably the best chance. When I do see them and I do have time to answer, I do. Some people are probably like, oh, wow, Frankie answered me, but I messaged him 2 months ago. Sometimes that might be the case, but I always do try to get back to you, even if it's much, much later or, much after the fact. I always do try to hey, saw you try to reach out. Just want to let you know. I do see. Sometimes I read them. If I don't have time to answer them, I at least try to read them. So, yeah, Discord would definitely be the best way to do it. Let's see. Crypto Billy says it was a great stream. The day Frankie modded at Crypto Anon live on the stream. I will never forget it. Yeah, I'll never forget that either, bro. I will never forget that either. That's super fun. I love just, knighting people on stream. Hey, you know what? Anon, you're always in here, bro. You're always helping out. Let's go. You are now knighted as a mod. That was fun. That was fun. It's rare, too. We don't do it very often. Shout out to Thesis himself back in chat. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Let's see. What do we got? We got 6 spins. Oh, baby. Almost at that 600 like level, but we did not get it. So there we go. Appreciate you, Frankie, and the mod. Shout out to Jen. Shout out to YouTube channel. Let's go. But yeah, we gave you 6. We gave you an extra little, we gave you an extra spin there. So shout out to the CandleMafia. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. Stream. I always mess up my outro, guys. I gotta come up with a scripted outro so I never mess it up. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's stream. Remember, guys, tomorrow CPI is coming out, so please be careful whether you're long or short. Make sure you use some good risk management. But now you guys know the key levels, and not only the key levels, the context behind them, and what to expect if we hold or break certain levels. So keep an eye out there. Be careful tomorrow. I'll be talking to you guys in the Discord. Oh, no. Did I just lose? Chat disconnected. That was weird. Am I frozen? Oh, no. Oh, no. Was it a year ago today? Oh, no. Wait, hang on. For real, Frankie. Candle prayer. Don't forget Valentine's Day tomorrow. Hey, Donato Cabrera, low-key, thank you. Whew. Thank you, Donato. Thank you, Donato. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. But, hey, take Mrs. care of Mrs. Candy. Yeah, shout out Cobra Kai. You guys are fun. I love it. God, we got such good people in this community. You guys, you guys are family. You guys are family. But, guys, with all that being said, happy birthday, Anon. Happy birthday, Rob the Crypto Snob. I love you both dearly, like friends of or family. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I love you like family, as I do all of the CandleMafia. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. CandleMafia, thank you for always showing up to these live streams. And now you got the juice, you got the sauce, you got the spaghetti, you got the marinade, you got the penny vodka, you got all the details. You got all the info you need to be prepared for tomorrow. Please be careful. And with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place. Same place. Yeah, guys, I need sleep. I can't even speak. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
Huh. Oh, hey. Kuzik can bump it. I see you, bro. I wasn't really sleeping. I just saw the chat, and I said, hey, that'd be funny if I did that. Shout out to Kuzik and bump it. Happy birthday, Rob the Crypto Snob. Happy birthday, Crypto Anon. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.